What up, YouTube? This is Woody coming back with another mother loving motor vlog. What is up, boys? What is up? We're here in Wapakoneta, Ohio. Yeah, Wapakoneta, Ohio. Don't know who that kid was. This is the town I grew up in, so this is like my old stomping grounds. We'll do some running around. Get some errands I'm running, but so I got a topic to talk about. I know in the last video I made, I was talking about the end of the CBR 600 and not being surprised because of all these new bikes and their the modes that they have on them and the rider aids and everything, and not being surprised that like they're ending the CBR 600, and would not be surprised if a couple others follow suit and stop making their 600s or cut back on production of them because of just all the different options are out there. So I thought I would do a video talking about what I think is a good starter bike. It seems to be a pretty popular topic to talk about in motovlogging. It's the question, it seems like it always comes up. I always see that question popping up in different places and everything, and other motovlogs talking about it too, so I thought I would get in on the conversation. So my thoughts on a beginner bike. Honestly, it just depends on the rider and how mature you are. I'll take, like, for me, for instance, I'm an older guy and I'm taller. I'm 6'2", about 175 pounds now. When I was shopping around for a motorcycle, trying to figure out what I wanted to start on, I knew it had to be a 600 or bigger, simply because of how tall I was. I knew, like, a lot of those smaller bikes was just going to be plain out just too small for me, because being 6'2", I've got about a 35-inch inseam, so like most bikes are my legs are gonna be too long for most bikes. That's just the way it is. And me being an older guy, I knew I was mature enough to start out. I gotta stop up here and get something to wipe my face shield off with, but I knew that I could start off on a bigger bike, and it didn't worry me or anything, just because I knew that I would be able to handle it. Like, I knew I could handle the responsibility of riding a bigger bike. So that's why I started out on the one I started out on, basically because I knew I fit on it, or it's what I found I fit on. And plus I didn't want to get something I was going to get tired of right away. You know, you don't want to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a motorcycle, a small one like 300 or something, that in like a couple months you're just going to be bored on because it's so slow. So then you got to think of, there's another thing that you got to think of when you're picking a bike, is that. But so for me, it wasn't a hard decision. I mean, bikes don't scare me, not really. I wasn't worried about getting on something too big because I know what my maturity level is and where I'll be willing to push it. And that's I guess that has got to be your deciding factor right there. What do you fit on? And what are you mature enough for? Are you mature enough to be able to get on a leader bike and and especially these newer ones, because they got all the rider aids and the modes and stuff. So you could take a leader bike and put it in a lower mode setting, and it'd be like riding a 600. Plus, you got on all these bikes, you got cruise or traction control and different wet modes and stuff like that. Like, they're a lot safer than they was with all these rider aids and stuff. So, I mean, you just gotta know what your maturity level is and basically what you feel like you're mature enough to get on and handle. I mean, that's basically, for me, that's what I think about it. Like, you just gotta be honest with yourself. It's you're the one that's gonna be riding it, and it's your life in your hands. So, I mean, if you know that if you got a leader bike and you'd be too tempted to throw it into A mode and go crazy on it and hurt yourself, then obviously you know that you shouldn't get a bike that big. Like, if it's too much for you, too much of a thing for you to handle, then don't get it. Like, if you're not mature enough to make the decision on how you're going to ride it, I mean, that's the ultimate. That's got to be the ultimate deciding factor right there. Like, for me, I knew, like my brother-in-law, he's got a 500 Ninja, and I rode it a couple times. No, I mean, I was too big for it. I didn't fit on it at all. It wasn't comfortable for me. My legs were too long for it. My legs didn't fit around the bike the way they're supposed to. I mean, the bike is made to fit a person. Like, your legs are supposed to fit around it a certain way. That's, I mean, you find the grooves in the side of the bike. That's where your legs are supposed to be. Mine are completely outside of that, riding that 500. So I knew I couldn't get a bike that small. I mean, even starting out, I knew that I was going to be too big for a bike like that. But it was something that I could hop on, and my brother-in-law would let me hop on and ride around a little bit, and just so I could get out and ride or whatever, because at the time I couldn't get a bike. I didn't have the fundage for one. But I knew for me it was going to be a 600 or bigger. I mean, I just knew that that's how it was going to have to be because of my size or whatever. Look at this putz. No shirt, jammy pants, stud. Look at that stud right there. Anyways, I knew it was going to have to be a 600 or bigger for me. I just because of my size, and I knew that what I would get bored on and what I wouldn't. I just knew that something any smaller wasn't going to be enough for me to keep me satisfied, I guess, or whatever. But I mean, I'm not saying that those smaller bikes can't be fun. They definitely can. But I mean, for me, I just knew I needed something bigger. That it had to be 600 or bigger for me, and I knew that I was mature enough to take it easy on it and get to know the bike and everything. And I'm already, this is my second season on the bike, and like I said, like, I'm already ready to go to a bigger bike. Like, so I mean, for me, honestly, if I could have found 1,000 in or a leader bike in my price range, I definitely would have got it, because I mean, I'm already ready to move up to a different bike. Like, I've been on bigger bikes, so you guys have seen me ride bigger bikes, and I don't have a problem getting on a bigger bike and riding it. It doesn't, I mean, the size of a bike doesn't really scare me that much, so. And I know that I'm mature enough to ride it in my ability. I mean, that's just seems like common sense to me, but some people don't understand, or they just fearless and don't know no better, or aren't smart enough to know any better. I don't know, but so yeah, if you're looking for a bike, you just gotta think of get on bikes and test ride them. Go to those demo days like I'm doing. If you get the chance, then that will give you an idea of what kind of bike that you want to start out on and stuff, and then just go from there. But definitely, you got to make the mature decision on what you can handle and what you can't. That's, at the end of the day, that's the decision you gotta make. Not is it too big? Because nowadays these newer bikes aren't too big for people. They just I don't know what just happened. They're not too big for people. Because they've got the rider modes and stuff. You just can you dumb it down into standard mode or B mode, whatever, or your wet mode, and ride it until you get used to it. And when you're ready, move it up to the next mode or whatever. I mean, that seems easy enough to me, but I mean, that's just what I think. You just gotta get what you want. Don't get what somebody else tells you should get. I mean, somebody tells you to get a bike that you don't want, like you're not gonna want it. You're gonna ride it for a little while and you're not gonna want it no more. You gotta get the bike that you want to get, that you like, that you know that you can handle, that's inside of your ability, that you're mature enough to get on and ride. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the deciding factor. It's got to be your decision, not somebody else's. You're the one that's going to ride it. It's your money and it's your life. We all get on bikes because we love them. They're fast, they're fun, they're cool. You get on a bike and there's so much freedom on it. I mean, that's what bikes are about. It's almost like hard to put into words what it's like what the feeling of riding is to people. But the best word I can describe is freedom. It's like, so, man, letting somebody else pick your bike for you, it kind of takes that freedom away. I don't know. My music stopped playing. I think my phone got too hot. I think my phone got too hot. See, it says it's too hot. I'm gonna have to stop here and put it in my pocket or something. But yeah, so that's what I think about starter bikes. What a person should start on, what should they not start on, stuff like that. Hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think about it. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think. What's your feelings on the topic, or your feelings on what I just said about it? And I mean, I like to hear everybody's opinions on the stuff that I'm talking about. So hopefully, holy smokes, this thing's hot. There goes my music. No music. But yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button. And like I said before, I'll try better the next time. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go rip up some country roads and talk to you boys later. Peace.